The chart of accounts is the backbone of your account system and organises your nominal accounts into various groups or categories. And we'll see what Sage has done with the groups or categories here. We've selected the default layout of accounts when we set up our company, and this is the structure that Sage gives us. Now, the categories such as sales, purchase, direct expenses, etc. are fixed. You can't edit those titles, but within those categories you can add or modify named ranges of nominal accounts, and you can also modify individual nominal accounts. Note that you can also edit the nominal accounts through the nominal ledger chart of accounts button. Sage also gives us a little key here using colours. Now, we can't see any colours over here at the moment, but we will be able to see them when we drill down. So let's have a look at sales first. Either press the little plus or double click. The sales category is broken down into product sales, which includes various sales nominal codes, export sales, sales of assets, and so on. And note that sales, the default within Sage is that the sales category includes all the 4,000 nominal codes. So any nominal code that starts with a 4 is usually expected to be within the sales category. So we'll just shrink that list back again and have a look at purchases. And the default is a subsection called purchases, which logically is materials, and then purchase charges and stock. Shrink that back up again. Direct expenses are those expenses which relate directly to getting the job done. So in other words, if you had a sale of, I don't know, a brochure, and you needed somebody to actually write the copy for you, you might have, under labour, you might have a subnominal which says subcontractors, copywriters. Shrink that back down again. Okay, looking at the overheads, the overheads are the cost of simply running your office and your business before you even make any sales or purchases. So obviously you've got wages, rent and rates, heat, light and power. And again, all these little subcategories are the defaults within Sage, and you can change these, but if you're new to Sage, it's a good idea to leave them as they are, because they'll make sense to you and they usually make sense to your accountant. He's usually used to seeing everything grouped in this way. And these in turn make sense when he actually produces the accounts, because the ranges or categories are similar. Okay, now these 4 items here, sales, purchase, direct and overheads, are all the codes which you'll see represented on the profit and loss account. The ones from fixed asset downwards are the ones that you'll see on your balance sheet. Fixed assets are obviously things like property, plant, office equipment, furniture and so on. Current assets is stock, debtors, which is money that people owe to you, and obviously banks. Now we've come to some little colour codings here. See that Sage has made the bank account green, which is a floating range. That's because the bank account and also the VAT liability could be in a debit or a credit, depending on your bank what your overdraft's like, and on your VAT how much you actually owe to the VAT man. Long-term liabilities. These are loans, HP, liability for corporation tax, that kind of thing, and then the capital and reserves, share capital and reserve accounts. Just looking at the colour keys again, go back to sales and look at product sales, and you'll notice that they have set these in blue, which means that they've been set as control accounts. So if we drill down on Sales North, we can see that they've actually selected to make that a control account. It shows you as well what the range is for product sales, which is 4,499 as we saw before, and that Sales North is a specific nominal sales code of 4,000. Now, we can't, as you can see, we can't change this range here, but we could change the name for Sales North. So we could call it Sales North West, for example. But we won't do that because it'll mess up the background data. But it shows that you can do it, and it also means that you can select a different nominal code to go into product sales. So we'll close that without making any changes. Close that, and close up the sales again. Now, when I was just showing you then how to change nominal codes and so on, I was double clicking here. What you can also do, of course, is highlight and go to add or edit, in this case nominal code, and it'll bring up the same little window just to let you see that you can get to that several ways. Just looking again at the colour key, we've seen a floating range, we've seen a control account. A bank account is highlighted in red, so if we go to the current assets where we'll find the bank, click on here, the range of bank accounts is a floating range, and within that we have 1200, which is Sage's default current account, and you'll see that that's in pink, so that's not only a bank account, but it's also a control account. If we have a look at credit cards, oh, we haven't got any in there. Okay, let's have a look at deposits and cash, and you'll see that the bank deposit account, building society and petty cash accounts are red because they're bank accounts, but they're not designated as control accounts, so they're not in pink. Close all that up again. You'll understand more about how the chart of account works and why it's important for you to get it right for your business once you've worked through inputting and analysing data. But for the time being, this tells you what Sage has chosen to set up for you to help you get started and to understand the nominal structure of your business.